This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Things have been bad since day one related to Donald Trump and his autocratic and authoritarian tendencies. They've been bad, and the truth is, if you've been paying attention, they're getting worse. And the past few days have been bananas. I say this because over the past many hours, Donald Trump has maintained that his own handpicked Deputy Attorney General is a criminal, that those involved in the Mueller investigation should be jailed because they are a part of a coup. He has screamed in all caps that the media is rigged and corrupt and the enemy of the people, and even said in plain language that American television networks that broadcast jokes about him should face retribution and be looked into by government authorities. Let's go through these because without proof that the President of the United States of America said these things, no sane person should believe that they're true. Let's start with his claim that his pick for Deputy Attorney General, Republican Rod Rosenstein, is a criminal. Quote, "Wow, so many lies by now disgraced acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe. He was fired for lying, and now his story gets even more deranged. He and Rod Rosenstein, who was hired by Jeff Sessions, another beauty, look like they were planning a very illegal act and got caught. There is a lot of explaining to do to the millions of people who had just elected a president who they really like and who has done a great job for them with the military, vets, economy, and so much more. This was the illegal and treasonous insurance policy in full action," unquote. Now look, let's ignore the weak-minded description of a president who they really like and see this for what it is, an attempt to set up a ridiculous narrative of some supposed overthrow of our democracy, which is mind-bendingly rich because Donald Trump is using dictatorial, anti-democratic principles to whine about a non-existent attempt to overthrow our democracy. Not to mention the fact that he is claiming to believe Rod Rosenstein to be a criminal, yet is doing nothing to remove him from his position, which as President of the United States, he has absolute power to do. So either he doesn't actually believe Rod Rosenstein is a criminal, or he does believe it, but doesn't mind criminals working at the very highest levels of the United States Department of Justice. Now, the next couple of messages are an extension of these, but before I get there, I want to define the word he uses, which we are likely to start hearing a lot more frequently from these cognitive slobs. The term is coup, which is defined as a sudden, violent, and illegal seizure of power from a government. Sudden, violent, illegal seizure of power. Donald Trump tweeted these gems with an assist from the morons over at Fox News. Quote, "This was an illegal coup attempt on the President of the United States. Dan Bongino on Fox and Friends. True." And quote, "The biggest abuse of power and corruption scandal in our history, and it's much worse than we thought. Andrew McCabe, FBI, admitted to plotting a coup, government overthrow, when he was serving in the FBI before he was fired for lying and leaking. Sean Hannity, Fox News, treason." Now, without spending too much time beating the obvious drum, Dan Bongino is a halfwit because a coup, by its very nature, is illegal. Calling it an illegal coup is like saying wet rain or hot heat or stupid-ass Bongino. And this isn't a coup because it is in no way a sudden, violent, or illegal seizure of power from a government. This entire process has followed the law and DOJ regulations to the T. So much so that many Americans are frustrated at the seeming slow pace it is taking, including Donald Trump and his gaggle of sycophants who are constantly calling for a swift end to the Mueller probe, which they've long said is taking way too long. And the assist on this dangerous idea was provided by Fox News in the way of repeating it over and over and over on air.
Was this a coup? An attempted coup? A coup d'etat?
A soft coup.
For lack of a better word, coup.
This is a low-energy coup. It's a coup attempt.
An open coup.
Essentially a coup.
There was essentially a coup.
Un-American trash. Every single one of them. As equally un-American as Donald Trump tweeting a signal boost of a quote from a multi-decades-long joke, Rush Limbaugh. These guys, the investigators, ought to be in jail. What they have done working with the Obama intelligence agencies is simply unprecedented. This is one of the greatest political hoaxes ever perpetrated on the people of this country. And Mueller is a cover-up. Rush Limbaugh. Donald Trump is suggesting, just like the men he admires most, Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, and Rodrigo Duterte, that the men and women who have dedicated their entire lives in service to this nation and the administration of justice, that they ought to be jailed for investigating criminal activity. They should be jailed for participating in an investigation which has already garnered several guilty pleas and dozens of criminal indictments implicating many, many people who have conspired against the American people and our democratic process. And then finally, the rigged and corrupt media is the enemy of the people. And nothing funny about tired Saturday Night Live on fake news NBC. Question is, how do the networks get away with these total Republican hit jobs without retribution? Likewise for many other shows. Very unfair and should be looked into. This is the real collusion. So again, the president of the United States of America is suggesting that there be retribution against television networks because of jokes, and that they should be looked into. Just a reminder to our asswipe in chief, the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, the same document you took a sacred oath to support, defend, and uphold, states, quote, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. Which means it is unconstitutional for you to seek retribution for the exercise of someone's free speech, or to use the power of your office or other government arm to look into them. You stupid, whiny, insecure imposter. Look, I'll wrap this with the simple question. Where are all the Republicans about all of this? The Republicans who love pulling their little red, white, and blue pocket constitution out as a prop at every chance they get? Huh? Republicans? Listen, silence is complicity. And every single one of you who sits in silence as all of this nonsense goes on day after day after day, unchecked, are responsible for the damage that's being done to our nation. Get it together. Gather yourselves. Try to gather a fully functioning spine and do something about this president who you really like.